Welcome back. The sun is shining and hopefully we'll dry out the hay. We ended up tedding yesterday. Today is going to be the third day, I believe. We cut Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Yeah, today's Tuesday. And I found out what we broke on the hay bind. Turns out we broke the cutter bar, which is kind of what I figured it was. So that's unfortunate. And before all you come on then in the comments and tell me, well, you shouldn't have been cutting, it was too wet, it rained. I know that, but the way the weather played out, we're supposed to get rain tomorrow. Just putting in another day just probably would have kind of hurt me, because I don't know that it would have dried in time. Some of the fields were really, really thick. So, and we also do not know if we have a baler that's gonna work properly. So in doing all that, it could take us twice as long to even bale the hay. So hopefully we don't have issues with that. We are gonna prep the baler, we are gonna prep the rake and get all these things ready. The baler I have new knives for the twine cutting, and hopefully that's, you know, the biggest problem. We'll check timing, we'll just check everything, go over all kinds of stuff that needs to be gone over. This was all cleaned out the end of last year, so really there shouldn't be any issues with it, but it'll need greased, you know, the works. I'd be lying if I said this was not mass chaos around here right now. So many things going on, so busy. Let's get to replacing these knives. New knives are installed, everything's put back together. You can just kind of see in there the new setup right there. So replaced both of them. They were dull for sure. So, and this one here didn't have the guide, so I'm kind of betting that that definitely had something to do with why it wasn't releasing the knot. So we are really close to getting ready to go out and rake, because I think it's pretty much go time here. Very, very soon. A few minutes before 10 o'clock, so I'm gonna go up here and check some of it. There's a couple shaded areas, but I think for the most part, we should be able to get going here very directly. Can you guys smell it? I know I can. It is officially time. I know we're gonna probably have to tweak some bale tension, trip the knotter to get the started twine to come up. Everything worked in the knotters that far. So obviously we don't have hay or anything in there. Everything's greased up. We should be good to go. There's a lot of hay on the ground, so hopefully this thing works. Two of the fields, which would be the thickest fields where the hay bind was clogging up and where we actually broke the hay bind. For some reason the tedder, and I had it set pretty low, but I guess because of it clogging up, it really matted down stuff that it was cutting. So when I raked those fields, it actually just picked up a whole ton of green stuff. So I'm not too sure we're even gonna be able to bale those two fields. And there's a lot of hay in that field, so, or those fields I should say. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. Those are gonna be the last fields we even get to. They do want nice, hot and sunny tomorrow, however, a chance of a thunderstorm. So there's a potential chance that it could get ruined, which if that's the case, it is what it is. And we'll just maybe re-dry it and use it for mulch hay and do it that way. So we're gonna go on to the first field here, and hopefully we can make quick work. Hopefully this thing works flawlessly and we can just zip around the fields. This stuff should be more than ready to go. Yep, we should be good. We do have a moisture tester, so we'll throw a couple bales out and test them and see what it looks like. I'm pretty sure I already see a problem. Maybe not. This first twine, I have no idea what it did. This was the first bale. These are tied, but it tied two of these together. I'm not sure, there might have been just because of the slack. This one's tied, this one's tied, this one's tied. Actually, that one's held, but it did just tie. So that one, nope, that one ain't gonna pop off. I can't begin to tell you guys how frustrated this baler makes me. This is the third year we've been fighting with this. If I have to fight with this thing all this year, number one, I'm probably just not gonna do much hay. And number two, it's gonna disappear. I'm gonna end up getting something else. Not that you can't inherit problems from something else, but this has just been ongoing. A few adjustments, let's try that. Well, we're, I don't know, probably about halfway done with this field. I was fighting with this for a little while, and now we've done, I don't know, quite a few bales without missing. The knots were looking really kind of iffy on this side. I upped the bale tension again because I was thinking maybe there wasn't enough bale tension on here, that, you know, when it was tying, it didn't have enough to, you know, there was not enough tension on here to swipe the knot off. And ever since I've done that, it seems like, knock on wood, every time it's been doing good. We went, I think, a whole pass now, so we're gonna keep chugging along because we have a lot to do. You ever have something that after a while you just can't wait to throw it in the trash? Yeah, this is one of those freaking things. Well, that's pretty much an entire row that we got to do again. Why did I ever think farming was fun? That's a good question. Well, it knocked that one off and it knocked the last one off. But before that, I had a whole bunch again that it didn't. I've been really messing with the bail tension on these because it just seems like, and now that I'm in a different field, this is obviously different hay, so I don't know. I'm guessing that's kind of what it is. It's tension related. So I've just been, you know, have issues, I crank, you know, half a turn at a time, and then it solves for a little, and then I get in different hay. So I don't know if that's what it is. I got too light a tension or not. I guess once I start snapping the twine on the bales, then I guess I know that it's too much. Well, slow and steady. I'm not going to take that row right there. Unfortunately, it had a lot of wet clover that flipped over, and it just didn't dry out in time. Unfortunately, it is what it is. I just got to keep moving, get the dry stuff. That whole field's dry, other than over on that side is a little swampy. One more row here. Everything's done over there. It's definitely slow and steady. I've been carrying a screwdriver with me to pop the knot off the bill hook occasionally when it does it. It hasn't been doing it often, but I've just been checking, and luckily when I do check, it hangs up. So hopefully we can get this dialed in. Well, 7:22 is the time. We started bailing at 2 something. And every single time that knotter ties, it hangs. It didn't before, but now all of a sudden it's hanging every time on this left side. Every time. So I have to jump off with a screwdriver and pop the knot off the bill hook, because that's easier than having it tear. I don't know what to do anymore. The only thing I can think of is maybe change the twine discs, the twine holders, because I've never changed those before. I don't know. I came up here to try and bail Mom and Dad's, and there's quite a few windrows up here too, and we have that field down here which is a ton of windrows. I'll show you that on the way down. I'm done. Throwing in the towel. It's not worth it to me. I got well over 100 bales. I know it missed quite a few times. The counter says 142, so even at 130, that's a lot of bales. I'll bush hog the rest of this. I don't even care anymore. You know, my time is more valuable than bailing for 10 hours on, you know, 4 fields. It's ridiculous. So I don't know what more to adjust with this thing. This side's hanging up every single time. I've messed with bill hook tension, all kinds of stuff, sanded down, made sure there was no rough spots. I've messed with all kinds of stuff. So at this point, I've had it.